Number one, polygyny, as I explained before, polygyny is not a right that a man has. It's not a right, as we discussed in our last class. A right is something that is given to you by default of your circumstance. Polygyny is not something that is given to men by default, that they are a man and can entertain, multiple women sexually or otherwise. Polygyny is an allowance, a rukhsa. It is an allowance that is given to men, provided they meet a certain criteria, but it is not a given. That a right is something that is given to you and you don't have to ask for it. You just automatically qualify for it. There would not be any conditions to something if it's a right. If it's a right that's given, it's like a woman marries a man and she's entitled to housing. She's entitled to clothing. She's entitled to food, shelter. She doesn't have to do anything after he marries her to qualify for those rights. Those rights are just automatically given to her from the moment she signs the marriage contract and gives her agreement. Likewise, a man does not have to earn respect from his wife. Respect is not earned, right? Like in today's time, women may think that a man has to earn my respect. When a man marries you in Islam, he is automatically, by default of the position that Islam gave him as the husband, he is automatically due his share of respect in the relationship. He is due his share of obedience. He is due his share of willful compliance. That's not something that he has to earn from you. That's not something that is conditional. Well, if respect is a two-way street. Yes, respect is a two-way street. I'm not saying that it's not. But a man doesn't have to do something in order to earn your respect as a husband. He is automatically given that from the time that you agree to go into that marital arrangement with him. That's his haqq. That is his right. And he doesn't have to qualify for that. There are no conditions to that. He is automatically given that. That is a right. Polygyny is not automatically given to you as a man because you're a man. And you have the ability to, entertain more than one woman physically or sexually, emotionally, or however you can entertain them. You understand? So men should stop using this phrase. It's a phrase of entitlement. And our deen teaches us to be humble. And that if a man is put in a position where he is managing multiple households and taking care of multiple families, which is essentially what polygyny is. It's not about marrying multiple women. Those women come with families, in many instances. Much like the Prophet ﷺ, when he married women that were previously married and had children from previous relationships, he didn't marry multiple women. He took on multiple responsibilities. You see the difference in the thinking? The thinking is different. The thinking is different. We look at it as, I can marry multiple women. That's a sense of entitlement. When a man says that I'm going to take on another family, whether that woman has children or not, he's still taking on another family because ultimately she's going to have children with him, or she already has children of her own. So you're taking on another responsibility. You see the difference in the mindset. One is in a sense of entitlement. I'm marrying multiple wives, or I can marry multiple wives. That's a sense of entitlement. 9 times out of 10 without consideration for the responsibility that comes with it. And the other is totally focusing on the responsibility. I am taking on another family. I'm taking on another responsibility. The focus is totally on the responsibility of taking care of this family. So polygyny is not a right that a man is entitled to. Polygyny is an allowance that a man can partake in, provided that he meets the Islamic criteria, and provided he is humble enough to accept the responsibility that is placed on his shoulders.